sex, alcohol and violence collided in murder case ensnaring SEALs and Marines. After a long night of drinking in Mali's capital, 2 Navy SEALs and 2 Marine raiders smashed their way into Army Staff Sgt. Logan J. Melgar's room with a sledgehammer. Armed with duct tape, they had a goal. 2 of the alleged assailants recalled, teach the Green Beret soldier a lesson for leaving them behind in traffic on the way to a party at the French embassy. It was the latest chapter in the feud between Melgar and the SEALs, who had traded accusations about careless behavior that could threaten their mission. One of the SEALs, Petty Officer First Class Anthony E. Dadolph, a former professional mixed martial arts fighter and a Purple Heart recipient, jumped on Melgar and put him in a chokehold on his bed sometime after 5 a.m., 2 of the men later told authorities. The other SEAL, Chief Petty Officer Adam C. Matthews, grabbed Melgar's legs, while the 2 Marines sought to duct tape them. They moved on to Melgar's wrists but realized he had stopped breathing. At this point, we immediately began attempts to revive Staff Sergeant Melgar, Matthews recalled in a written description of the night's events that he recently signed and submitted to the military. He remained unresponsive, so we laid him back down and I began rescue breaths while the tape was cut off of him. His chest rose and fell from my rescue breaths, and during one of the breaths, I saw red-tinted spittle come out of his mouth and hit me in the face. All 4 men faced the same raft of charges, including felony murder, obstruction of justice and hazing, according to U.S. military documents. In the June 4, 2017, death of Melgar, a member of the 3rd Special Forces Group who had served 2 deployments in Afghanistan. The case drew attention to criminal misconduct allegedly committed by elite U.S. troops deployed to several countries to carry out secretive campaigns against Islamist militant groups, including some affiliated with al-Qaeda. Dadolph and Matthews, another Purple Heart recipient, were members of the counter-terrorism unit commonly known as SEAL Team 6. The other 2 men, Gunnery Sergeant Mario Negation Madera Rodriguez and Staff Sergeant Kevin Maxwell, were assigned to Marine Corps Special Operations Command. Some aspects of the case, including the names of the accused and allegations of a cover-up, have been reported previously. But hundreds of pages of legal filings obtained by the provide new details about the events surrounding the deadly assault. The documents throw back a veil of secrecy on a culture in which womanizing and heavy drinking were said to be commonplace in the city of Bamako, despite alcohol restrictions and warnings about kidnappings and terrorist threats. In stipulations of fact, effectively, accounts of what occurred submitted to authorities, and not previously reported, Matthews and Maxwell acknowledged their roles in Melgar's death. Attorneys for both men said plea deal discussions for their clients are underway, as reported by the Daily Beast in March, but they declined to discuss most of the specifics. Brian Buffard, an attorney for Maxwell, said the men never intended to harm Melgar. Grover Baxley, Matthews' attorney, confirmed that his client has reached a pretrial agreement with the government in which his client will plead guilty to lesser charges that include hazing and assault. His case will be referred to a special court. Martial, Baxley said. It is considered less serious than a general court-martial and limits the punishment to no more than a year of imprisonment. Attorneys for Dadolph and Madera Rodriguez did not respond to requests for comment. No one else has been charged in the case, said Elizabeth Baker, 1A, U.S. military spokeswoman. She declined to comment on many of the details in the documents, citing the open court cases. A hearing in the case was scheduled in December and in March and postponed both times. No additional dates have been scheduled, she said. The documents leave some questions raised in earlier reports unanswered, including what else might have caused friction among the men. It's still a tragic situation, but the motivations behind what happened that night are nothing like what was reported, Baxley said.